Chicago comedian goes to LA. We got him coming back. He's doing the Lincoln Lodge, the Comedians Club, coming up here. What are the dates for you at the lodge?
Lincoln Lodge is so awesome. They let me pretend that I get to live in Chicago again. My home city, no matter where I am. I always say Rochelle, Illinois makes me an Illinois boy, and Chicago, my time there makes me a Chicago guy. But I will be doing shows the 15th through the 19th at the Lincoln Lodge. They let me do this little takeover every night. I have one show. There's other great shows happening too, as always, at the Lincoln Lodge. But it's called Hub City Comedy Week, named after my hometown of Rochelle, Illinois. And they let me pretend I get to live in the city again for a week in the summer and do a show every night with friends. You know, I've already invited you to come out to that as well. People can find that at danielvankirk.com, also at thelincolnlodge.com.
And the best thing about the Lincoln Lodge is if you want to make a night of it, there's a train a block away. You can walk to the Blue Line right from there, which I live 20 minutes away from the lodge. If I'm not on a show, I'm watching a show.
Why not? This is a great little cozy Midwestern feeling bar too, that you don't even have to be at a show. You can just go in there and chill and have a cocktail. I've done it many times.
Yeah, it's a great time. We recently just lost a great Chicago comedian who contributed some very, like, in the roots of Chicago culture comedy. George Wendt passed away. Of course, famously known for the Superfans sketch on SNL, which is just, if you grew up in the 80s or 90s and you were a kid, and especially if you just love comedy, everyone quoted that. Like, what are those Chicago-esque humor things that you like go float to? Is it Superfans? Is it something else? Because I know you had some rep at Second City as well.
Yeah, I started at Second City, not on the ETC or the main stage. I got hired as essentially a bar back and usher on the night staff is what they call it there. And I was on the night staff for a year, and then I started getting to host a monthly show in the DeMont Theater for a year. So Second City and the people there especially really put me on track to knowing what I wanted to do and feeling like this was a possibility. And it started way before I ever walked through those doors. All of those people at Second City were the absolute best. You know, obviously you have your Carells and your, Tina Fey and all that as well. But the people like, George Wendt and a lot of those guys from the 70s, they were awesome as well. And Chris Farley was a huge influence on me. I mean, I have a core memory of Chris Farley and George Wendt when Michael Jordan hosted the season premiere in 1991 of Saturday Night Live. So the Bulls had just won their first championship. And I'll never forget, and I think it was George Wendt. Somebody will correct me on this because the internet exists. But I think it was George Wendt who said, "Now, Michael, let me ask you a question here." Because if you remember, I should say first, the Magic took game one, and then the Bulls won the next 4 games in a row. So it was so great. Michael Jordan's hosting SNL, and I think they start cold open, Superfans, I believe. Maybe it was the second sketch or whatever, but he goes, "Now, Michael, let me ask you this. Whose idea was it to let the Lakers win the first game?" That is such a great joke. It is phenomenal. I'd be lucky if I could consider that it helped shape me in any way comedically because of all the great comedy minds, Smigel and Farley and all those guys who are a part of the Superfans. But yeah, I think there's Second City, IO, Annoyance, the Lincoln Lodge, and there's other ones as well, I'm sure. Those are the ones I'm most familiar with. But there's a relatability, a sensibility about Chicago and Chicago comedy that is very much like, you want to know the deal. You want me to tell you what's going on here without being like aggressive or oppressive or a blowhard or a braggart. No. Like it's just sort of like, I think a lot of times I could just switch out my entire joke if I just said, "What are we doing here?" What are we doing here? I just started doing this character on my Instagram called Uncle Danny, your Chicago uncle, and I've got a couple of videos I'm going to drop soon.
These are great. Yeah,
and he's just behind on everything. So the next one I'm going to do is like your uncle who finally saw Sinners, and he's like, oh my gosh, and it's always him leaving like a video voicemail for his niece. You know, he's like, hey kiddo, have you seen these sinners? Have you seen all these sinners? I'm not talking about a church. We know who the good and bad people are. I'm talking about the movie. They got Michael B. Jordan. Obviously, they couldn't get A. Jordan, so they had to get number B. Jordan. And it's just a real like, what are we doing here? I got one coming up about the Karen Reed trial, where it's just like, what are we? Who are these people?
And it's always 2 or 3 months after the thing is like the hot topic.
Yes, and he wants to call his niece or nephew and be like, "Hey, did you hear we got a pope?" Like, yeah. Everyone in the world heard. That one's already out. People can go check that out at Daniel Van Kirk if they want. But it's just him being like, hey, the Chicago Pope. And he's so happy he just found out. But yeah, I think
as a comic,
Midwestern.
As a comic from the greater Illinois area,
sure.
Chicagoland, we'll say.
Yeah.
When you're in LA and you find out that the Pope is from Chicago, Chicago comedy became insufferable to each other. It was nonstop. It probably as a Southsider, my dad said, you better not have mass at Wrigley. You better not do it there.
There's no chance. Although that was like quintessential.
The talk is doing it. WGN had it the other day. He's supposed to be at Comiskey in mid-June. Yeah.
Perfect Chicago that the Cubs first thought he was a Cubs fan. Because maybe let's give him the most credit possible, and I'm a diehard Cubs fan. But let's, I just love when we like can't get out of our own way on any level, Cubs, Chicago, anything. Yeah. That someone told them his mom was a Cubs fan, so they just assumed they had. I mean, that's the best benefit of the doubt I can give them. The worst is they were like,
they put it on the marquee.
I know.
They put it on the marquee with it like.
I know.
And then his dad, and then his brother's on like the local news.
Oh,
I don't know
just
who's
the most. Yeah, he's the most indignant, like your Chicago dad's friend from work who's going to pull you aside and be like, "What your father told you is not correct. It is not what we do at the office. We work very hard. I work harder than anybody." Like, yeah, he was just like, I don't know where they came from. He is a White Sox fan. And
not down here, he's not. I remember like not down here. He's
yeah. That was so funny. I mean, I don't getting mad over like sports teams is nothing I've ever like invested in, but I thought that was just like so funny. It was just like
it's very Chicago, like the immediate. It wasn't what church, what parish was he from? You know,
right.
Cubs or Sox, like before anything. What's his stance on? No. What about these important issues? No, Cubs or Sox. Immediately they were talking to somebody in the Vatican, just some random lady from Chicago. Right. She's like, well, he's from Chicago, so my hope is that he is like immediately.
Okay, but can I ask you Kevin, in all seriousness, what are the Chicago things you are curious about his affinity for? Oh. Like Fannie Mae Pixies or Frango Mints.
Oh, that's a hard choice, though. It's a hard
choice.
What
if he doesn't like a Garrett Chicago mix? Like, what if he's like, no, I just like standard? I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is his beef?
Because you're flying somewhere, you go to the airport, you get Garrett's, you bring it somewhere else. That's
everybody happy.
The world, you know?
Like you know, my beef is the original Al's down on Taylor. But like, is that his beef? I won't, I'm not going to get mad at him. Where's his dog? Like, I am weird enough to want to know these things.
Is he a tavern style purist? You know what I mean? Where it's like, deep dishes for the tourists, that type of guy,
Who doesn't love tavern style?
I love tavern style.
Even if you love deep dish, and I'll admit to you, I love deep dish. Now, I eat it almost as much as I would if I still lived in Chicago, which is like maybe 3-4 times a year.
Okay.
But when I want it, I mean, it's exactly what I need, and I am very happy to get it. But
it's a mood food. You don't eat deep dish all the time. You eat it for a special occasion, or
If you're eating deep dish 2 or 3 times a week, you are going through a breakup. Things are hard.
I've had that.
Yeah, I have too. That's how I know. That and a bottle of Boone's. That and a bottle of Boone's that you bought at the nondescript convenience store next door that's sometimes open and sometimes closed. And you're just trying to get through the day.
All right. So the big Hub City run here is going to be a big chunk. What are those dates again in July?
It is July 15th through the 19th. There's at least one show every single night. People can go to danielvankirk.com or thelincolnlodge.com to see those dates, but just plan on hanging. Stop by. It's great. I hang out afterwards. The other comics do. We get a drink. Some nights I've been known to just tell everybody like, hey, I'm here in my favorite city in the world. I'm going to Burwood Tap. Hey, I'm here in the favorite city in the world. I'm going to the Old Town Ale House. So, or Roses, or I mean, God, I can't go down this road with you of how much I.
We'll go right around the corner. Green Eyes right around the corner. So
that's fine, man. You could even drag me. You know what? If I'm missing the city enough, you could drag me into Snickers, and I'm. I used to work for the Chicago Reader. That was like one of our go-to spots.
I know.
That and Rossi's, dude. Rossi's.
Shout out TJ and Arena.
Yeah. I love TJ and Arena.
Oh, love the smell of Rossi's. How about the smell?
I think it's perfect, man. I tell people, they're like, what should I do in the city? I go, if the good Lord is playing Chicago today, and by that I mean the weather's perfect, and you've never done it, I need you to go hit this Chicago architecture tour. And as soon as you walk off, just stay straight up Illinois until you get to Rossi's. And then anything after that is up to you.
Self-serve yourself a beer. There you go. You'll be ready.
The best. Yeah.
All right. Dan Van Kirk, don't be a jerk. Go follow him on all the apps. Uncle Danny's going to be in town. It's going to be great.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, your aunt Donna and I are proud of you, just so you know.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you at the christening. All right. We'll see you there.